Hi, I'm Jason Gorber, and we're here to look at the DJI Mic system. It's a wireless mic system for people like myself and hopefully like you who just want something a little bit more stable and a little bit more powerful when actually recording either through a camera or through your mobile phone. Now, I sort of do these by myself, not surprisingly, and I have like a big wire that goes with a lav mic, so I get a little bit better audio when I'm recording these. But especially when I found on the go, I've been doing things like using dongles with my wireless, using wired dongles with my lav mic into my mobile phone, doing all of those sort of things. And I just realized at some point in time when you're actually doing these recordings, you just want something that just works and you know it's going to work. I really like the product lines of DJI. They've been around for many years. If you're not familiar with the brand, they make some incredible drones and stuff like that. And this is sort of an augmentation of some of their essentially portable filming things. This is the equivalent of a pro wireless kit, yet at a consumer rate, and it's really fantastic that this sort of thing is available for you and I to purchase. There's two models. We're looking at the one that actually comes in the sort of two-pack, as it were. It's two wireless, one receiver and two wireless actually transmitters all in one. So one receiver, two transmitter, and it has a charging case, and we'll sort of dive into that. I've had some experience with this. Actually left one of these on the floor of a film festival. Little distressing, so it's nice to actually have another one. So this is one of those rare reviews where I'm actually reflecting upon something that I've had for quite some time, but I'm really happy to be sharing this with you because I really think that's a terrific product, one that obviously I picked up for myself. So inside the box, very simple. You have documentation. Inside the documentation and other elements, you have a bag. And inside the bag, you have some other bits. So you have a USB-A to C cable, just a general charging cable. Again, the box itself has USB. You have what's called a dead cat, one of these elements that you'll put onto one of the microphones. You actually get two of them because of the way that it works. And then you have this, which is a essentially 3.5 millimeter to 3.5 millimeter, and that will actually plug in. And so this is one of those things that I wish had been constructed slightly differently. The wire itself is relatively stiff. The distance isn't quite long enough. I would have loved this to have been the sort of stretchy sort of spring thing, the way that certain other manufacturers actually do when they actually give you the patch cable. But the cable itself is brass or gold plated. Let's call it a microscopic amount of gold. And from here, you would actually plug it into the receiver, which will look like. Inside the box, you have the box. And inside here is where all the sort of sarcophagus, the Ark of the Covenant, as it were. Inside here is where we're actually going to have all the other elements. And then in the bottom of the box, you got not much else. Very, very straightforward to use. A very powerful. And let's see what's actually inside here. So if you open this up, inside, we have really a bunch of devices that immediately start up. One is a transmitter, another transmitter. So these are two transmitters that can be attached in a couple different ways. One, there's this little square thing on the back is actually a magnet. And so with this element here, you actually can, let's just say, put the magnet behind my lapel and stick this on here, and there it is in place. You can see that there's a green light that's showing the transmission as I drop the magnet. That's why I'm not a big fan of the magnet thing, because especially when you're shooting like this, you lose it, you don't know where it is, but it's really nice if that's what you need, or you can put this under the shirt and actually have just the magnet showing. I love that it has a clip, and so the clip sort of goes here, completely works, does what you need it to do. And so the clip actually works extremely well. But on the top, you actually have the microphone element here. And so that this itself is a microphone and transmitter. You need nothing else other than this to actually work to the receiver, which we'll look at in a second. But it does have a mini plug-in, meaning I can put a lav mic in here. Now, there's two things going on here. I know it's a little bit confusing, but work with me. This can not only transmit to the receiver, which, spoiler, is this guy, but it has memory to record within. In other words, with this, I can set this up either as a backup recording or just, this is it. This is my little sort of wireless recorder. And from here, I can have this plugged in on the USB-C port on the side. And from here, I simply can take a WAV file off of here and synchronize it with my video. In other words, just this could be more than enough for me to get professional sounding audio. Amazing. If I plug a lav mic in and have nothing else and just simply doing clapper, etc., I have my recording. Amazing. The fact that I have two of them, I can do an interview, simply give this to the other user, have this on me, and synchronize them in post. Fantastic. All speaking to this beastie. This is the receiver. You can see here, because I have both mics going, that we have the mic levels, and that sort of, it's bright enough. You can actually see how the element works as it's going, as it's receiving, and this is what would normally be plugged into my camera. Very, very, very powerful. The menu itself is a series of touchscreen elements where you can go and set different things, different settings. You can have it so that change language. You can have it so that these automatically turn on to record as soon as you pop it out of the box. You can, at the moment, this has what is one of their hot shoe elements. So let's try to put it up. It's not always easy. This little sort of plasticky thing here sort of fits right into these element where you see the brass pins. And just by doing this, like that, it sort of fits on the hot shoe. It's not actually connected to anything electrical. It just fits on the hot shoe. And on the side here, I have both mic input, but I also have headphone out, so I can actually do real live monitoring. Fantastic. So power button on the side and a charging thing on the side, USB-C. But what's really fantastic about this particular model is the case itself is the charger. And what this means is that I can go in here, and on the side here you can see I have these little four brass pins, not buttons, and you put it in and immediately it starts charging. The charging light lights up and we are good to go. There are two other elements that are actually in here that have space inside the case, which I love. One of them is USB-C, and with USB-C I can plug it directly into my phone, and the other is for iPhone users, the sort of what do I call it? Lightning dock. Is it lightning? Whatever it is. Android user. That actually, for anybody who's actually an Apple user, you can plug that directly in your phone. Let's get everybody on the USB-C already. Thank you, Europe, for pushing everybody to do that. I think you're going to see that in the future, every device using the same form factor, which is fantastic. Got to worry about cables, but that's a whole nother conversation. Regardless, this is what we've got, is we have these two elements and this, and with here we have essentially an incredibly powerful audio system that I can, up to something ridiculous, it's like 800 feet or something, that I can go away from where the camera is. With these quote-unquote dead cats, again, forgive the euphemism, that's what, let's just call them windbreakers. I can pop this on here. It's a little bit finicky, but once you get it on here, that's a fully sort of wind-resistant mic. Pop this on here, and I'm good to go. I mean, it's a little bulky, but you see how it is. But what I can do, of course, instead of going this way, is that I can use whatever lav mic I have, like the lav mic that's currently attached to the camera, sort of pop this in, and you can see what I would do is I would unplug this, plug it into here, and then everything would sort of start transmitting. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a second. I'm actually going to hook this into the camera, and we'll see what the audio difference is between me being hardwired in and me actually using the transmitter, and see if there's any actual difference. And okay, here we have, I'm actually recording now directly into this. It is wirelessly transmitting from this little unit here. You can see that I have my lav mic plugged in. I can see from this distance the audio actually blinking away. Actually, let's do this. You can see what I'm doing here is that I'm speaking. I can actually see the levels bouncing back and forth. Let's actually look here at the camera and see what we can see here. So you can see me facing my camera into my light, and I can see the audio bouncing back and forth. It's really fantastic to be able to actually see that from the transmitter. I know I'm secure that the audio is actually going through transmission. So what I can do here, so this is plugged in here. I have a green light here. I have the green lights bouncing back and forth. My lavs mic here. This is me speaking just in the microphone directly. There's probably all kinds of chunking going on, but you can see once I plug this in, this is a little bit farther away, it should be. And if I plug this in, it's operating exactly like you want with a lav mic right here. Sorry for hitting the mic. And I actually have a record button on here that I can hit. And if I actually set this up, it'll actually begin recording directly on the unit. So I get a little bit of buzz, and there I have a little red light that's actually showing up. And this means that on the unit itself, as well as transmitting, it's actually doing the recording. What a fantastic, fantastic device for actually doing this stuff. I tuck this in just in my pocket. I have the lav mic going, and then I'm speaking to you directly. No worries, and I know for sure if there's any issue, the transmission God forbid it breaks up, I actually have a backup recording directly on the unit. But more importantly, let's just say that I plugged it in the wrong jack. There's a headphone jack and there's an actual transmission jack, or I forget. When you're doing this by yourself, sometimes you just mess up. You're not your own producer and trying to get everything to work. I love the security of this. I love that I know whatever's happening, I have my audio going through and I can get this taken care of. The fact that it's all in one charging box, I love. Now, again, I'm an idiot that actually lost one. I will do much better actually putting my name on it and being a little bit more careful. But nonetheless, this would have been much, much quicker for me to lose things, knowing me, without me having it all in one box. The fact that in one box I can have transmitters that I can charge there, that I don't have to use what comes with the other one, which is a hybrid cable, fantastic. It's a really nice, solid box. Magnetics was not going to fall out as you actually go. And right here, just in this little unit here, I basically have my complete audio set up for both mobile and use with my camera. I love it. The sound quality is excellent. I find even the microphone just by itself is very, very good, but with a lav mic, it's absolutely no brainer. This absolutely is the heart of my system and what you'll be seeing me recording with moving forward on videos on this channel. So that is our look. A little bit of a strange one. I know it's a little bit inside baseball, but I really recommend anybody that's interested in actually doing any video recording to check out the DJI Mic. I think it's one for within the range, definitely to look like. Apart from this, you are looking at a couple competitors, but what they use like on movie sets is a little bit more ridiculous in terms of needing to have multiple mics. For most people, they're never going to need more than two. I really think that this is you getting professional caliber quality at a level that actually works for something that's a consumer-friendly price. I'm ecstatic about this product. So that's our look at the DJI Mic system. Firmware upgradable. The unit itself has multi-language support. You can have both mics recording at once. It's really, really terrific, and I seriously recommend it. Thanks so much for watching. We will see you next video. Wish me luck on my recording. Take care.